Welcome to Exleys on the NFL.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, guys? This is Exleys on the NFL, the NFL Unfiltered UK style. Steve is having some technical difficulties, so he's recording on his phone today. We're going to jump straight into it and just bang it out because it's another week of just trades and contract extensions.
There has been a bit of drama with trades, though, since we last recorded.
Yeah, Max Crosby trade did not go through, as everybody is aware now, because obviously we recorded 2 weeks ago. And as soon as we finished recording and I uploaded the video, finished editing it, uploaded it, the trade fell through. That literally fell through. And when I saw our video was already uploaded, I was like, "Gotta be taking the piss." Yeah, that was mental. I did listen to,
though, that was so they could get Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
without paying for the picks.
Have you ever watched Max Crosby's The Rush podcast?
Not his podcast, no.
You need to watch that podcast. He goes into great detail on the vibe and everything of how it was when he was actually at Baltimore.
Yeah, I heard they weren't too happy of giving up the first rounders and stuff like that. And then, of course, after they traded for him, they've realised that Trey Hendrickson would become a free agent. And, of course, that would cost them the picks because he's a free agent, so he can sign wherever. Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, Cam Newton's like, that's how people get treated. That's how not stars get treated. Wake up. It's like... Yeah. Fucking hell. But I have also heard this isn't the first time the Ravens have done this.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing.
The first time they've done it in about 12 months.
Yeah, I've heard exactly the same thing. I can't remember who the other one they done it to was, though.
The rumour going around just after the trade was that a lot of teams are now not looking to make trades with the Ravens for fear of them going back on it. I
can't say I blame them because the Raiders done the trade on their end and then they were spending the money left, right and centre, getting themselves the picks they needed, the players they needed, stocking
to replace him and stuff.
Now up shit creek, but they've still got the first round pick, so hopefully they can do something good with that. But straight into it, Trent McDuffie has just started. They've just bloody hell. The Rams have just acquired Trey Hendrickson, Trent McDuffie, Jesus Christ, from the Chiefs. They gave
this
up.
I didn't see happening.
I didn't see this happening. They gave up the 29th overall pick this year, plus a 2026 5th and 6th, and then a 23rd round pick. That is a lot of picks, if you ask me.
I mean, it is, but Trent McDuffie's like one of the biggest players on the Chiefs. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. There's a reason he went for so much. I also saw a stat, this is a little bit off topic, but the Rams in, I think, it's either 8 or 10 years have only used and not traded away their first round pick once, and that was to draft Jared Verse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I saw it just after this trade had come out, like a few days later, somebody had put up a thing about it. Like the last 8 or 10 years, they've only used their first round draft pick once. All the others they've traded away.
That's a little NFL fact bomb for you there. I didn't realise that. Ravens pay Hendrickson. Go for it. Go on.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, the Rams landing Trent McDuffie is a serious upgrade for their secondary.
Yeah, it definitely is something they've been in need of.
And it looks like the Chiefs are doing a bit of a reset on their defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because obviously Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be able to start, I don't think, is it? Because he tore his...
Well, he's back in sort of rehab mode. He's back out there. I saw a video today. He was getting back out. He's not like running around throwing balls and stuff, but he's like starting to rehab without like a boot or anything.
I thought he'd done it really, really late and was going to be just like missing the window for the preseason stuff.
I think that's what they're planning for. For him to be out for the first few weeks. Because who did they sign as backup?
Was it Kenny Pickett?
I can't remember. I really can't. But basically, no. Didn't they take Justin Fields? I'm pretty sure they took Justin Fields because I saw a thing. I'm sure I saw a thing that Fields had a couple of options for trades from the Jets, But he wanted to go to KC. Fairly
Chiefs land
certain.
backup Patrick. What? Chiefs land new backup for Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, Justin Fields.
Yeah, I thought so. So I think their plan is for him to possibly start for a few weeks.
It does make
And
sense,
then
but
Mahomes to get back when he can, sort of thing.
yeah. Then you have Ravens pay Hendrickson. The Ravens have also made a massive move, signing Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year, $112 million hair deal. Was the real reason they backed out of it? What was the real reason they backed out of the Max Crosby trade, do you think?
I fully believe it's Trey Hendrickson coming free agent.
Yeah. You need to watch The Rush. Go after this, go and watch Max Crosby's The Rush. I think it's the first thing they talk about is the sour deal that happened between Baltimore and the Raiders. I did also see, while we talk about the Raiders, that the Super Bowl is going to be quite possibly back there, not next year, the year after, so it'd be 2029?
28, that would be.
No, because
next year it'd be 27.
Yeah, that's LA. Then there's another one, and then there is
28. 28 would be the one after. So you're talking 29.
Yeah.
So two Super Bowls from now.
Yeah, quite possibly
Well,
to be back in Vegas.
I saw a thing that apparently, I think the Colts or someone are looking at a new stadium
Really?
so they can possibly host Super Bowls.
Yes, I also see. Go on.
I think a lot of teams want the dome stadium so they can do the Super Bowl now.
Oh yeah, because it brings a lot of revenue to the area. It's a big thing hosting the Super Bowl, isn't it? Because there's not that many domed stadiums, really.
No, but I mean, I know the Eagles aren't looking at doing it because of how much it would cost. Because of the way the stadium's set up, it isn't like a lot of stadiums. It's not a full circle. It's like two sides, so you'd have to build two things, and it's going to be too much. So if Jeffrey Lurie wanted to put a roof on the stadium, I think he'd have to build a new stadium.
I also seen that they are trying to rename Lambeau Field as well.
I think Lambeau would have the same issue.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you could.
Because yours is a similar setup. It's kind of the sides go higher than the rest of it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be feasible.
I don't know. I don't know how it would work for Lambeau though, because you're not owned by like one billionaire, are you?
No, it is
shareholders.
Shareholders, when they want to raise money for the team or whatever, they do a stock sale. I think you own like 1% or less than friggin' 1% for like $200 or something. Because man, I would love to be a stakeholder. But
yeah,
I think the last time they'd done it was like 2010, 2012, something like that. So a long time ago, really.
I know there was talks about it recently, but nothing ever actually came of it from what I saw.
Let me see. When was the last time? Sometimes I wish I could just like, hey Bixby, but it never friggin' works on my phone. Okay, sold shares in. The Green Bay Packers last sold shares in a 6th stock offering that started in November 21 and concluded February the 25th, 2022. The shares were priced at $300 each, was in roughly $65.8 million through the sale of over 198,000 shares to fund capital improvements. So it actually wasn't as long ago as I thought. Oh, man, I could have bought stocks and shares. I could have bought some stocks in the Packers. I didn't even know anything about it. I probably couldn't buy any.
I was going to say, you probably didn't have the 300 quid at least lying around anyway.
It's probably not feasible to be able to buy that from the UK.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
No.
But
I wonder if only people in, Wisconsin could hear it. But anyway, Kyler Murray to Minnesota. Quarterback move now. Kyler Murray signs a 1-year deal with the Vikings. Just one day after being released by the Cardinals, he's going to compete with JJ McCarthy. I think that's going to be a weird quarterback room, don't you?
It is, but I think at the same time, from what I've heard, it's like from like the insiders and what have you, it's believed it's going to either make him step up and actually be the draft pick he was supposed to be, or they can move on from him. It's kind of a do or die situation. I
seen earlier today, actually, I meant to send it to you, that Kyler Murray has actually stated that, no, it was Tua. Yeah.
He went to the Falcons.
He went to the Falcons. Tua wants to be Michael Penix Jr.'s mentor and sort of help him progress in his career. And you'd like
I think that's
to think...
kind of how Kyler's looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would like to be a starter still, but I think he's almost happy to mentor and backup. But from the Vikings' point of view, it's kind of a do or die situation for McCarthy.
Yeah, it's a
Either
sort of
he
kick up
becomes
the
the
arse for
draft
him.
pick, either becomes the draft pick he was supposed to be, or they can say no, we're going to move on, sort of thing.
Yeah,
They haven't had a lot of luck with QBs in recent years, have they? Their best one was Darnold, and they let him go, and then he went to the Seahawks and won the Super Bowl.
And now he's there like, look at me now, look at me now.
How much does that got to piss you off, though, as like a GM or a coach or something? You let him go, and literally the year you let him go, after you let him go, he goes to the Super Bowl.
I think that would be the same with everybody, though.
They had him, and he had a 14-win season or something.
Yeah.
You know, he had almost as good of a season with them as he did with the Seahawks. They went to the Super Bowl.
I think if you are like any team, say the Jets, and Justin Fields goes to the Chiefs and balls out for the first 4 games or whatever, and you're like, how the fuck can you play like that but you play like absolute dog shit over here?
The biggest difference, especially with the Chiefs are loaded with quite good weapons. In Minnesota, you've got obviously Justin Jefferson. Outside of that, they've got some wide receiver issues.
Big time.
To do what he'd done, and then they let him go, and then he goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then they kind of crap the bed on the season with their supposed future QB and what have you.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I think they're in desperation mode.
They're just take anyone, won't they? You can take the next ones if you want, because I do all the talking.
Well, this one is I kind of saw coming, if I'm honest. Jaxon Smith-Njigba and the Seahawks have agreed on a contract. 4 years, 168.6 million. 120 guaranteed. Now the highest paid receiver in the league, something like 42 million a year. And but they also exercise his 5th-year option. So when you combine the two together, he's now with Seattle through to 2031.
Long ass time, mate. It's a long ass time, but he definitely deserves that money. He's played.
He was the best receiver in the league last year.
Yeah. He definitely deserves that, and I think to be able to be now the highest paid receiver in the NFL currently, if there's still some time, there's still time.
Yeah, well, who's due a contract now? There's someone else. I think Nakua. I think Puka's due a contract.
Don't know if Puka's going to get signed again by the Rams, not with all the stuff that's been going on.
I think this is the big thing. Everyone's saying, Puka's going to get the higher money, but Puka's been in a lot of trouble this year.
Yeah, he's still got more. My chair's rolling away. What the fuck? There's still stuff coming out about all the shit he's done.
Yeah.
He just seems to be digging a big fucking hole for himself.
Yeah, I don't know. What they might do is exercise his 5th year or something, and then see how that plays out before giving him a deal.
But hopefully he can just
dies down. Or...
Hopefully he can just shut up and just get on with it for next season.
The trouble is, a lot of them, like him and Jaxon Smith-Njigba and stuff, they're all trying to do the streaming and all that stuff. So they're kind of just putting themselves everywhere. And Puka's done some really dumb shit. And of course, in this day and age, it sort of goes everywhere. One person's got on their phone and it goes everywhere.
You just have to put the YouTube link into Opus Clip or something, clip the shit out of it, and just one snippet of that clip can fuck up everything and ruin a career.
In this day and age, it can ruin your entire career and any hopes of a contract.
Ruin your life, some shit, man.
If you do dumb enough stuff, yeah. But I definitely think JSN's his payday.
100%.
The one thing I will say about it is every time someone gets made the highest receiver in the league, highest paid receiver in the league, they always say he's reset the market. Well, considering Jamar Chase has paid $40 million a year, I don't think he's reset the market. He's gone. The market gets higher. I will say the market goes higher with every new contract, but it's not resetting the market.
No,
if he suddenly become $50 million a year, that would reset the market.
Yeah, it's only $2,000 more. He's only earning $2,000 more a year than Jamar Chase.
Yeah, But let's see how he plays for this season. If he keeps balling out, then he's definitely on that. And I think he had such a great year last year. I hope he continues it.
Yeah, so do I. Let's see how the Seahawks do next year.
Well, speaking of, they also exercised Devon Witherspoons.
Who's he? I don't know. Was that the cornerback that was balling hard? He was
not the one that we were. Not the one we were. No, not the one that had JSN. You talk about the one who kept pouncing on JSN. That was in the Super Bowl. Christian Gonzalez.
Yes,
for the Patriots.
That's another one that deserves a bag.
He's the only reason that the Seahawks didn't run away with that game.
100%. Yeah.
How many catches did we watch get broken up by him? Just like jumping out of nowhere and shit like that. That was insane.
He is going to get his big, fat, juicy contract at some point.
The only thing I would think was missing from that game for him was an intercept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. He's worth the money. Whatever they're paying him, he's worth the money. And if he's due a contract, they need to sign him, keep him, pay him.
On the same time, Witherspoon was doing the same thing on the other side of the ball and stopping the Patriots.
Yeah.
You can see why they've exercised this 50. I'm pretty sure they're going to give him a contract before the season starts and what have you.
Yeah.
But at this point of recording, I haven't seen one materialise.
I didn't even see that one.
I thought this one was quite funny, though. I had to put it in. So the Fanatics Flag Football Classic.
I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was all right.
I did. I think the NFL players were too big of themselves, and the social media staff that played in it. At the end of the day, Team USA is their job.
That is what they do. There was no way in hell that the NFL players were going to be able to beat Team USA. They know the rules. They know the rules. They know what you can do, what you can't do. They know how to play the game. They've got the moves down. Yeah, because it is not a case of just run through someone. You want to avoid people as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, you literally play it.
Exactly. It's not the same fucking game. I don't care what anyone says. It's not the same game. You can say it's a fucking chicken shit kids game, whatever. It's hard on your fucking body. And it's non-contact, but the amount of times I've fucking been accidentally hit or I got tackled.
Well, that was the big thing about being flagged at the start of it, wasn't it? Was the NFL guys were getting flags for making contact.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I broke my thumb. I'm pretty sure I broke here a couple of months ago. It still hurts now, like if I catch the ball funny or anything like that. But when you're trying to grab, like you grab someone to slam them to the ground or whatever, you can use your entire body. You got just your hands. I grabbed a flag and I caught his hip as I come in as he was running the other way. It bent my thumb back the other way.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a hard fucking game. I wouldn't say it was. I watched 2 out of the 3 games or 2 out of the 4 games.
Yeah. I watched most of the first one. What I thought was funny about that, though, I don't remember if it was each game or what have you, but there was quite a few trick plays where they were thrown from one QB to the other with Brady and Hurts.
Yeah, they were utilising 2 quarterbacks to split up the field a bit more. Yeah. I don't 100% know if it's the same for them as it is us. You can't run the ball as a QB for the first 7 seconds, I think it is. And it has to be.
Possibly, but I do remember Hurts got a touchdown because I believe that was a trick play. I think it was Hurts to Brady or someone, and then they threw it to Hurts.
I didn't see that one. I know Logan Paul got a flag because Tom Brady played it smart and
I saw that.
He threw the ball at Logan Paul and he
lost his crap.
Threw it technically at him, but not really at him, if that makes sense.
Well, he threw it at him, but just soft enough that it wouldn't be sort of a flaggable offence.
He did get a flag. He got a flag for that, but then Logan Paul pushed him, which got him a flag as well for unsportsmanlike conduct, which offset each other, which then they didn't get the first down. It meant that they could have multiple tries at the end zone, which I saw
Logan got a flag, but I didn't see that Brady actually got a flag. All the clips I've seen haven't shown that part of it.
It was good. It was nice to see flag football actually getting some proper.
What I thought was kind of a joke about it was they only trained for like less than a week. Mm-hmm. The NFL guys, and the social media stuff, and they all believed that they were going to be the best, that they were going to win it. And I'm sorry, but they do it. The USA team do it all year round.
But you're not going to be able to beat them.
Like if they put a couple of a month or so into training, they could have possibly beaten them. Obviously, being NFL players, learn the actual rules and moves and stuff.
Yeah, because you
their
can't jump.
fitness is obviously there and stuff.
You can jump to catch the ball, but you can't jump while you've got the ball in your hand.
Yeah, I saw about that.
There's no stripping the ball, so you can't whack the ball out of their hand or anything like that. So when you watch Team USA, when they know they're going to get flagged, that you don't keep the ball close to you. You stretch out because you start from where the ball was. So if you can get that extra couple of foot or whatever with your arm, you take that.
Yeah.
You stretch out. You don't. Obviously, when we're running, we keep it close to us. But when you think you're going to get flagged, you keep your arm out. You put your arm out to try and get that last little. As long as the ball's there, it doesn't matter. You start from where the ball ended, not where you ended.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The rules are quite a bit different from NFL, and I think that's the biggest problem for the NFL guys and the social media guys is I don't think they realised how different the rules were.
Yeah,
they just weren't prepared.
It's a softer version of it.
I think it could be better if the players had trained better.
100%. It should have been at least a month or two before. Because they got the fundamentals, obviously, catching, running, all that shit, but flag pulling and stuff is totally different. Yeah. Anyway, contract signings, extensions. Hopefully. Contract signings, extensions, and trades. Daniel Jones, the Colts and Daniel Jones have agreed to a 2-year, $88 million doll-hair deal, and that could rise to $100 million with incentives. He deserves that money.
I heard that the holdout was because they wanted to pay around 100. Or no, he wanted 100 and they wanted 50 to pay him 50 or something. So there was like a massive difference with 50? What the pay was. Yeah, and that was why they initially franchise tagged him. They wanted to keep him for the season, obviously, but they couldn't agree initially on the money. So there was a massive. But they obviously worked out a deal.
That is mental. Eagles trade for Andy Dalton. The Eagles acquired Andy Dalton from the Panthers, and it only cost them a 2027 7th-round pick. Hey, the Eagles seem to know their shit when it comes to trading, don't they?
Yeah. Howie's always on it. There's a reason a lot of people say free agency is Howie season.
He seems to get everybody, and then when it comes to the draft, he's still got like 30 fucking picks for the whole fucking draft. I don't understand it.
Apparently sat on like 9, I think.
And then when the guys that don't get drafted, he'll be still picking away at the leftovers, taking people.
Yeah, and we get some good people like that. I mean, Reed Blankenship was one of them. Mm-hmm. He's just gone and signed a 3 or 4 year deal with the Texans.
Mental. The Chiefs have... Go on, sorry.
I was going to say, this one's good. The Chiefs signing Kenneth Walker, 3 years, up to $45 million, 28.7 guaranteed. Unlike the Chiefs.
Very unlike the Chiefs.
They usually draft them, keep them on them cheap rookie deals, and then
ship them out.
Replace them. But
while we're on the Chiefs,
a good running back.
Travis Kelce just signed a 3-year...
I saw that.
3-year deal. I don't know what the contract money is.
The money.
No. And I actually believe it's a 1-year deal with with 3-year option. So if he wants to stay on for another year or another 2 years, he can, or at the end of this season or end of next season, he can retire.
Well, that makes some sense then, because when I saw it was a 3, I hadn't seen anything about it really. I just saw that it was a 3-year deal. I thought, well, he was just contemplating retirement. Why would he sign a 3-year? But if there's options in there for possible retirement, that makes some sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 3-year deal, a 3-year contract, but he's got the option to retire after 1, 2, 3 sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that makes some sense.
Mike Evans is heading to the Niners. 3-year deal worth $42.4 million, potentially rising to $60.4 million.
Now, this was really interesting. So I found out yesterday, day before maybe. Apparently, the Bucks actually offered him a slightly higher amount of money for him to stay.
I wonder why he
didn't want to stay.
Strange, isn't it?
Well, I think he's hoping to go to the Niners and have a big role, like he used to when he had 11 1,000-yard seasons or whatever. But I think once that streak was snapped, I think the Bucks were going to start using him less and start using their younger guys more. So I think his role was going to get diminished. I think that's why he left in free agency.
That does make sense. What has
I mean,
happened
if your
to...
team that you've been with for 11, 12 years offers you slightly more money to stay,
But
you
would
have
stay,
no
surely.
major reason to go. So I think they were going to diminish his role, but mainly use him as the veteran presence, train up the younger guys and what have you.
Yeah.
So he's gone in the hopes of getting a bigger role.
What has happened to Niners wide receiver? Fuck's sake, what's his name? Disappeared.
Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings,
he disappeared and
Ayuk.
Yeah, fuck,
He's
disappeared and I forgot his name.
Being released. Their plan is to release him. They're not keeping him. They're not looking to trade him. They just want him gone, from what I can see. Well, they've tried to trade him apparently, but nobody's interested in the trade.
Nobody's bitten
as of yet. So the last I heard was that they were. Well, there's a headline up one day ago from Rigo's Rag, whoever that is. Brandon Ayuk's saga turns ugly as 49ers face backlash with Commanders closing in.
Well,
so it looks like there's a possible trade coming.
Oh, okay.
But as of yet, he's still technically on the team.
Oh.
Hang on. So, apparently the chances he's going to Commanders, that looks like a big trade destination from the headlines I can see. But I think that hasn't happened because of possibly what the Niners want for him and all the shit he got himself in. Essentially.
Hopefully there'll be some more news. But that is it from me. How about you?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Exleys on the NFL. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Exleys NFL Podcast and TikTok at TonyXley12. We're on Spotify, Exleys NFL Podcast. Hit that subscribe button and we will see you again in 2 weeks. Thanks for tuning in. Boo!
That's all from us. See you next week on Exleys on the NFL, and thanks for watching.